Hey crew, it's Pitt, and we're back. Today we gotta get into the live one. Topher's dropping Wrong Man. It's going in 18 seconds. We're about to transition over, and we're gonna catch it from the jump. Y'all ready? Let's dive in. It's gonna take another 10 seconds, y'all. 10 seconds. I'm all unmuted as soon as that try. That's loud. I don't know why YouTube's got that loud. It's louder than anything else on the platform.
My tears all gone and my heart's grown cold.
The court system is not for you. It don't matter who you are.
You got the wrong man.
For 12 long years you've been locked away. It really hit home on my jog today. I imagine at this point you feel washed away, innocent, while the real perpetrator got away. I know it's frustrating, cause even when I asked, I was met with death threats and verbally harassed by my own family that I haven't grasped. What's the truth that y'all don't wanna seem to be unmasked?
People want to be ignorant, though, bro. That's what's wrong. People want to be ignorant. If something happened and they feel like justice was done, then they're fine. They don't care what the actual justice is. That's people.
Family that I haven't grasped. What's the truth that y'all don't wanna seem to be unmasked? I'll be honest, I didn't have the knowledge back when I was only a freshman attending college. Now I'm aware of your injustice. They're trying to hold you hostage. Spread your story through this song in hopes of bringing you some solace. Free Curtis Davis Jr., maybe you heard of Curtis Flowers. Both found guilty by the same old powers, abusing their authority. Bunch of fraudulent cowards. It's time we start taking back what's rightfully ours. My tears all gone and my heart's grown cold from the fears that I already know. You got the wrong man.
That happens a lot. It does. I went to jail for 7 days behind something that never even happened. Like, it came out. I'm blessed by that. But it is still on my record today. Never happened. It is still on my criminal record.
It was round winter time down in Mississippi. Somewhat of a cool night, just right above 50. We sat at home staring at the wall, apartment empty. The phone rung, it was wifey asking, do you miss me? It's been some months since y'all both been separated. Still haven't settled in, not much you done decorated. Who would've guessed moments later you be investigated, apprehended for a murder, leaving us all devastated.
Nah, bruh. That hits home right there. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because that's why you're here. What I just mentioned, the 7 days I spent in jail. I was 17 years old. My girlfriend was 15. I say girlfriend because that's who it's about. She was 15 years old. We had been broken up for 6 months. We hadn't even talked. She called me up out of the blue one night. She's like, hey, can I come over? And I said, no. I told her, no, you cannot come over. You're not welcome here. You're crazy. And I ain't dealing with that. It's the truth. I love her. Still to this day, she holds a piece of my soul. But I can't be around her. She's crazy. The next day, I'm at school. In my ROTC class. And they call me to the office. So I go to the office and they ask me, have you seen this person? I was like, no, I haven't. Well, have you heard from her? I said, yeah, she called me last night. I told her not to come over. They're like, all right, they sent me back to class. I was in the same class when they came back. They came back, the same class, called me out again. And I go, and it was the day we got out for Christmas break, 1994. I was in shorts because this is Louisiana. And there was a warm front. They picked me up. And the cold front was coming in. They brought me out to Clinton Jail in East Feliciana Parish. And that cop pulled, I was a minor. That cop handcuffed me and physically threw me in that car. Physically threw me in that car head first. And then he told me he was going to kill me. He said, I think that you drug Rhonda off into the woods somewhere and killed her. I said her name. I did not mean to do that. Y'all won't get the last name, I promise. He said, I think you brought her off into the woods and killed her. And if I find out you did, I'm going to kill you. And I was like, I hadn't seen her. Like, I'm sitting in the back of the car, my head hurt, with these handcuffs on. And they brought me to jail. They charged me with some stuff that I had been involved in. I rode with a guy who went to somebody's house. It's a whole different story. But they charged me with something else that didn't involve me, really. I just happened to be there. And that was true. That was good. They got me. I was there. So they hold me in jail. They find her. She's in Baton Rouge, 30 miles away, with a 25-year-old man. She told them that she was scared of me, and that's why she ran away. She told them that I broke into her house, drug her out of her house at knife point, and raped her in her front yard. I caught charges. The charges on my record right now are forcible rape, kidnapping, and assault. For 30 years or 20 years ago, 1994, however long ago that was, I'm not doing the math. For something that never even happened. And if it wasn't for the fact that the one night she chose to say that this happened, because she told him in the report that it was this night, and if it wouldn't have been the next night, I'd be in prison. If it was the night before, I'd be in prison. But that night, I was in New Orleans, Louisiana, processing to join the Army. My recruiter picked me up from my house, drove me to the hotel, checked me into the hotel where I was supervised the whole time. If it was not for that, I would be in prison for them 3 charges. Because the East Feliciana Parish told me that I was going to jail. Like, I'm going to prison regardless. That's straight up. Judge Klein was a piece of shit. Sam DeQuilla, you with him. That's the current judge over there. I don't go over there. I ain't got nothing for over there. Because that's some dirty bitches. Every single one of them. I don't know what that cop's name was. I don't care to go look it up. But, yeah. That happened to me. And, so I fully empathize with this. I fully understand where he's coming with this. If it was not for the pure coincidence that she chose that one night, I would still be in prison today. And I wouldn't have my wife, and I wouldn't have my children, and I wouldn't have this life. So I'm blessed that God watched out for me, even when I wasn't looking at him. And that's where I'm going to leave that.
Father-in-law killed right inside his house, so they blame you, but I always have my doubts. Murder weapon located is what they announced on somebody else same night. Wonder what that's a...
What? Like, this stuff happens every day. And it's... some people going to try and make it about this. It is not. It is about this. The people that I got locked up behind, they know everybody. You feel me? It depends on who you know, and it depends on what you spend on how you get prosecuted. That is true. The criminal justice system is not justice. It should be, but it's not.
The weapon located is what they announced on somebody else same night. Wonder what that's about. They knew you was already a felon. Possession of a firearm denied you rebelling. Threatened to take away your kids if you had not begun telling. The chain is fabricated, so we buy what they selling. My tears all gone and my heart's grown cold from the fears that I already know.
I can give y'all another story. I'm not, because it's not mine. But my dad's story is remarkably similar to that. Like, he did dirty shit his whole life. Don't get it twisted. Everybody out there knew his name because he did dirty shit his whole life. But what he went down for wasn't right. But it's who you know.
You got the wrong man. Confession put you right up in the front row seat to a show designed to make sure you suffer defeat. Facing life without parole, so you enter the plea. Not knowing DNA results would have set you free. You tried appealing that decision, but to no avail. Ineffective counsel landed you behind a cell. Praying more than ever, knowing it's a living hell. Stabbed a few times, nothing fatal, gangs running jail. Once again, your case is at the Court of Appeals, pleading with the Attorney General, looking over the deals. Dismiss it outright, or look at what evidence reveals about the facts of the case. Now what some idiot feels. Some people say you may just really deserve it. Well, I believe in second chances, and I deem you worth it.
For every
I'm
man.
fighting for your freedom, so hold bit. This may very well be the only chance that I get. My tears all.
I'm gonna lift it. I'm gonna spread it as far as I can, which is like 80-some people right now, and I'm blessed by every one of you. Y'all, this is a passion for me. It is. I have been fighting this fight for a long time. I'm one of the few people of this skin tone that have been fighting this fight for a long time. I have been fighting for police reform for a very, very long time. Loudly. I've had friends that are cops talk to me, like send me private messages like, man, what happened? Why are you so passionate about this? And I tell them, I turned one. I got a friend of mine, and I say turned, situations turned on him. He was a cop, and he hit me. He's like, man, why are you so hard? And I told him, and he's like, that sucks, but like, some of us are good cops. And I said, I understand that. I do. I understand every one of y'all fighting the good fight. But every one of y'all out there fighting that good fight knows somebody that's not. And that's true. You can deny it, but you know somebody taking some money. You know somebody selling some shit. You do. That guy in the blue, you know that. You know somebody that's beating somebody. Like, one of the things, you know somebody, because it's everywhere. It's not everyone, but it is everywhere. And it's not always related to this, but sometimes it is. And if it is, if it's legitimately related to this, then I got your back. I can't get the back of this recent stuff. I can't do that. As much as I fight against this, I can't get the back of this recent stuff. I can't do it. If you're doing dirty, you're going down. You know the game. I knew the game. Everybody in the game knows the game. If you get popped, don't fight, you go to prison. Like, fight it in the courts. Or if you fight it, then you're going down a different way. And you know that. We've talked about this. This is a passionate thing for me. Like, you can tell because I'm animated. I am. This is a big deal for me because I should, like, but for the grace of God go I. That is true. But for the grace of God go you. Because it don't matter if you out there walking the line and you walking the badge or you walking back in the blue. If you backing it regardless, you one of those people, I'm backing the blue regardless. You got a problem just as much as the people that are completely against it. Because there's dirty shit happening.
Gone and my heart's grown cold from the fears that I already know. You got the wrong man.
Be free, let me out. Wanna be free, let me out. I wanna be free, let me out. I wanna be free, let me out. Let me out of here. You got the wrong man.
Go check it out. Call that number. Call that number. Look, I'm going to write it down so I can put it in the description. 601-359-3680. And that is the Attorney General. Sorry y'all got to deal with this. Y'all, this is happening all over the place. This is all over the place. It's not everything. There are absolutely people that deserve to be in prison. But we also got one more problem we got to discuss before I wrap this up. I'm going to let it play out. The one more problem that we got to discuss, y'all, is the fact that we are using prison as punitive instead of rehabilitative. Why are we not equipping these people? Like, it's bad enough that we have let the education system fail. We have done that. We have let the family fail. We have done that. And now we're letting the prison system fail. We are doing that. This should be about turning out responsible, productive citizens. If you have served your time, for me, you are clean. But for most of the world, it is not that way. And when you come out, you're looked at with suspicion. You're looked at with distrust. And maybe that's deserved. Not in every case, but definitely in some of them. But you don't have much of a chance when you get out. When my dad got out of prison, it was construction or truck driving. Like, that was basically all he could do. He went into construction. He worked construction until he couldn't, and then he did truck driving. I've been turned down for jobs for what's on my record. That never happened, was never convicted. Still on my record, still cost me jobs. But we are not equipping these people when they come out of prison to be a part of society. They are in these prisons where it is a madhouse. If you ain't never been in prison or in jail, then you don't know. But it is wild. Like, you might have seen some TV shows and you're like, oh my God, that is so terrible. It is nothing like being in it. Nothing. It is a whole different experience. I was only in jail. I spent 7 days in jail, not in prison. There is a difference. But it was still not a pleasant experience. Y'all seen, I've got one tattoo on me. I forget which side it's on, but y'all seen the one, it come from jail. And that experience, I got that there. It cost me a zoo. If y'all don't know, that's a snack in prison. Like, I got that done for a bag of chips and a candy bar. And it looks like it. But we need to be equipping people for when they get out of prison that they can take care of themselves. We need to be fighting for the people who are there wrongly, absolutely. But the ones who are there and they're supposed to be there, how can they come out changed if we're not helping them change? They took out education programs from the prisons. Now, I get it. Not everybody is going to be there. Like, not everybody wants to be better. That is a truth. But the ones that do don't have the option anymore. They can't come out and do better because they are stuck in this punitive justice system. This is not helping. We need to help. We need to help everyone. Like, I'm a centrist. I'm not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I voted independent all the way up to 2016. I will vote both sides of the aisle if I agree with you. I don't care what the letter is attached to your name. I really don't. As long as you are spitting truth, I am going to vote for you. But we need to help these people come out. We need to help these people learn. We need education. 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 It is vital that we teach. I'm going to get off the soapbox. I have been on it for entirely too long. Y'all check out Topher. Y'all check out this song. Call this number. I'm going to put it in the link down below. The link to this song will be there. Y'all check them out. Topher, thank you for this. This was important to me, and I thank you for doing it. To the crew, I thank you for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute you were with me, and I am praying for you daily. This has been Pitt's Tape. Peace.